Hello friends. It's me, Jessica. In today's video, I will show you why you should start investing instead of keeping your savings under the mattress. Are you excited? Let's not waste more time and start right away. First and foremost, a bad investment is still better than a smart spend. Yes, that's right. Wealthy people don't spend money, they invest money. You will never build wealth by just saving. In fact, if you keep saving, you will go broke. Investments, for example in the stock market, gives your money the right direction, and much higher returns compared to the bank's savings account. The problem is that too many people don't understand how their money works. It is why I believe personal finance should be taught in every middle and high school around the world. Inflation is also part of the game. In the last 20 years, it has risen a little over 2%. When the government prints more dollars, your dollars start to lose value over time. This is why leaving your money in a savings account is a terrible decision for your finances. Interest rates are not what they used to be. So you are losing ground on your money every single year. Most traditional big banks offer very small interest rates. Usually much less than 1%. All the while, your money is losing over 2% of its value to inflation. This is not a winning formula. You are losing money. If you put your hard-earned cash in a savings account for years, your money will work against you, instead of for you. Saving money is certainly better than just spending it, but you are missing out on a huge opportunity. This is why understanding how to handle your finances is so important. The sooner you figure this out, the faster you can get to work on becoming free from the rat race. Increasing your income should be your focus, but it is not what makes you financially successful. At the end of the day, it is all about how much of your income you keep. This is why pro athletes that make $100 million go bankrupt. They don't keep any of their money. They spend it all. If you increase your income and continue investing a large portion into assets, you will build wealth. But how to make your money work for you? You have to invest your money into cash-producing assets. Let me show you why. There are so many ways to invest your money it can be tough to decide what the best options are. Let's take a look at real estate. Real estate is an absolutely wonderful way to invest your money. Although there are many ways to directly invest in real estate, for simplification purposes, we can break the investment approaches into two primary categories. First, investing in a property to potentially resell it quickly for a profit. And second, investing in a property for the long term and renting it out. One potential benefit is that it has the possibility to provide two types of return. First, it can provide appreciation over the long run, if the property value increases over time and due to improvements made by the owner, and as the owner increases equity in the property by paying down the mortgage. Second, the owner also has the potential to realize an ongoing return, in the form of positive cash flow on the investment, earned by renting the property out to tenants, for monthly payments, that exceed the owner's overall monthly expenses to maintain the property. Real estate requires you to know what you're doing. Don't just buy a house, and hope it rents for enough to cover your costs. You have to have an understanding of the market, expected repair costs, insurance, taxes, etc. If real estate interests you, read books, listen to podcasts, and attend some local real estate meetups. You will learn a ton of valuable information quickly, if you put in the time. Once you are confident you have all the tools, knowledge, and have a team built, it's a great way to invest. Another good example is dividend stocks. Dividend stocks are great for investors who want to add cash flow to their investing equation. Dividends are not guaranteed income, but companies usually are quite reluctant to cut them. Basically, when companies generate profits, they have several ways to use those earnings. Among the options, they can plow the money back into the business to generate more growth. Dividends are paid for each share of stock you own. If you own 100 shares of a stock that pays quarterly dividends of 50 cents a share, you would receive $50 each quarter, for an annual dividend of $200. We can also say that a dividend is a percentage of a company's earnings, paid to the shareholder. This shows that when you buy a share of a stock, you are a part owner. In other words, the company is sharing the wealth with you. Many people invest in dividend-paying stocks to provide income during retirement. If you're attracted to the idea, you may consider taking your future into your hands, instead of letting the government take care of you when it's time for pension. Bonus. According to a study, 15 people out of 100 will live well at 65. 18 people will need help. And 67 people will have to work and they will be facing financial problems. I will let you think about these statistics for a second. And while you are thinking, if you like this video, and you think that the information is valuable for you, you can leave a comment down in the comments section, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting content. Now let's move on. Have you ever heard the phrase "it takes money to make money"? Well, I am here to tell you that this is not true. Our parents or the neighbor told us this when we were young, but it might be because this is how they justify not having their breakthrough. Money is not about finances, it's about emotions. We all think that money is about our bank balance. Yes, of course, it is that too, but money is also strongly connected to emotions. And before you think that you are exempt from an emotional attachment to money, think again. There should be no emotions in money management, or at least they should not take over and dictate to you what to do. I know that you will invest a lot of feelings such as anger, greed, fear, or shame, as soon as you buy your first assets. Especially if they are shares of companies you know or use their products. But these are not your children. You don't have to be emotionally attached to them. Because if you do, you will not be able to break away from them, and this can bankrupt you. How the person approaches the market will determine whether they become a successful trader, or remain a perpetual gambler in the financial markets. Relying on emotion or a must-win attitude to create profits, rather than trading in a methodical and tested system, indicates the person is gambling in the markets, and unlikely to succeed over the course of many trades. What about the smart part of the process? Are you an intelligent investor? Well, guess what? There is evidence that high IQs and higher education do not make an investor smart. This investment intelligence simply means being careful, disciplined, and willing to learn, but you also have to suppress your emotions and think for yourself. The intelligence of investing is preparing more for the character rather than the brain. The smart investor is a realist who sells to the optimists and buys from the pessimists. Through the development of discipline and courage, you can manage your financial destiny. Finally, how your investments behave is much less important than how you behave. Investing is a practice that requires emotionless discipline. You must remove your emotions. Selling when the market is down means you lose. You will never make money that way. There's a reason why the most common quote in investing is, "Buy low, sell high." Only you can decide if investing is right for you. It doesn't matter if you're about to buy your first share or pick a stock market fund for the first time, always ask yourself why you're looking to invest. Over the long run, historically stocks and shares have outperformed money in savings accounts. But that's no guarantee they'll do so in the future. It's all about your personal circumstances. For example, you might be one of the many who have despaired at the rotten rates on offer in savings accounts and are prepared to take a risk in the hunt for bigger returns. Or you may have drawn up a well-researched plan to save $10,000 over the next decade to help pay for your children's school fees. In both these cases, it's a clear green light to go and invest. Are you an experienced investor, or you are about to make your first step in this new world? Leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching and see you next time.